Understanding Swanti Naka, Rituals, Symbolism, and the Essence of Newa Heritage, or Tihar. Tihar signifies the 5-day period known as Yama Panchak, a significant festival observed by Hindus. However, among the Newa community in Nepal, Tihar is not regarded as Yama Panchak. Instead, the Newas commemorate a distinct 3-day Naka festival in their own distinct manner. In Newari language or Nepal Vasa, So signifies 3, Ti means date, and Naka refers to festival, denoting a festival celebrated across 3 dates, thus termed as Swanti Naka. This cultural observance, spanning 3 days, is also recognized as Mata Naka, synonymous with the Diwali festival. Swanti is primarily associated with agricultural practices and the New Year. Swanti Naka involves bringing in the harvested rice from the fields, concluding the year's bookkeeping, signifying the year's end, while also venerating one's body and ensuring intake of essential nutrients for resilience in the upcoming year. Similarly, it is a festival to wish for the longevity of one's brother. The Newars, followers of Saivism, observe their festival according to the lunar calendar. During this celebration, the primary puja or worship rituals are conducted in the evening, paying homage to the moon. In contrast, Vaishnavism worship at sunrise following the solar calendar schedule. An established tradition among the Newa involves conducting Lakshmi Ajima Puja, Ma Puja and Kiza Puja in the evening as a part of Swanti Naka observance. Many scholars affirm that Swanti Naka marks the festival of Sonu Tithi, which emphasizes the significance of 3 specific dates within its observance. Kaulaga Amai Tithi, Kartik Krishna Paksha Aunsi, marks the initiation of rituals. Lakshmi Ajima is worshipped on this day. It is believed that Dhan Lakshmi, the deity of wealth, bestows her blessing on this day, especially due to the presence of powerful and beautiful women. Hence, the first day involves the worship of Dhana Lakshmi, specifically in the room where monetary assets are kept, known as Lakshmi Puja. Ma Puja is observed on Kasla Tha Paru Tithi, Kartik Sukla Paksha Pratipada. This day is dedicated to Ma Puja, where all family members gather and sit in a line according to their seniority, beginning with Sakti Yukta Naki or housewives to seek blessing. This ritual, known as Ma Puja, aims to purify the body and invoke protection against illness throughout the upcoming year. Kiza Puja takes place on Kasla Tha Dvitiya Tithi, Kartik Sukla Paksha Dvitiya. On this day, brothers and sisters perform Kiza Puja, exchanging blessing. Women also participate in worshipping and offering blessing to their brothers and sisters. This custom is referred to as Kiza Puja. Swanti Naka, Sonu Tithi or Naka signifies a 3-day festival implying its completion with this duration. Just as the conclusion of other festival among the Newars occurs with Chhat Puja on the 4th day, the Swanti Naka also culminates with Chhat Puja on its 4th day. Earlier in the Kathmandu Valley, the Tihar festival was initially considered a 3-day celebration, starting from Lakshmi Puja and concluding with Vaitika. Consequently, this festival was referred to as Sonu Tithi Naka, signifying the 3 Tithi festival. Over time, this term evolved into Swanti Naka. As it is celebrated across 3 dates, it appears that the festival is called Swanti Naka, a blend of Sonu and Tithi Naka, or simply Swanti Naka for brevity. Contrastingly, among non-Newars, the festival involves worshipping a crow on the 1st day, a dog on the 2nd, a cow on the 3rd, a bull on the 4th, and culminates with honoring brothers on the 5th day. According to legend, even Dharmaraj, the god of death, would pause his duties for 5 days during this festival to visit his sister Jamuna as a guest. Hence, this festival is also recognized as Yama Panchak. It is believed that during these 5 days, when Yamaraj, the god of death, sought tika from his sister, he granted siblings exemption from death during this ritual. The understanding of how Tihar originated has indeed undergone transformations over time. As the story of Lord Rama became prominent in Hindu narratives, the introduction of Tihar as Diwali gained traction. The widespread celebration of Diwali, commemorating Rama's return to Ayodhya after vanquishing Ravana, led to the association of the story of Yamuna and Yamaraj with Yamapanchak. However, these narratives are essentially tales constructed across different eras. The influence of these stories has grown due to the deep-rooted belief in Hinduism and the significance attributed to these narratives. Presently, organizations representing the Newars seem resolute in preserving the Newa tantric tradition against the push to align with Vedic Yamapanchak Tihar. Ko Puja or Kak Tihar. The first day of Tihar, known as Kak Tihar or the Crow Festival, falls on Kartik Krishna Trayodasi. According to Hindu philosophy, there exists a belief that crows act as a messenger of Yamaraj, carrying news and messages. Additionally, crows are seen as creatures that clean the surrounding by feeding on dirt around the house. Therefore, on this day, various offerings such as home-baked bread, rice, pulses, vegetables, and meat are presented as offering to the crows. The crow is also known as Pitruchara. In the Newa community and the other societies during Shrestha rituals, it is believed that the ancestors receive their offerings only after the crows have partaken in food set aside for them. The crow holds significance as Yamadut or messengers of Yamaraj and is regarded as a friend of farmers. In Mahayana and Vajrayana Buddhism, crows are also considered as guardians. Worshipping crows involves placing food items that crows typically prefer, particularly meat, pulses, rice, vegetables, and roti, at locations frequently visited by crows. According to legend, it is said that failing to worship the crow before consuming its meat on this day may lead to one being deemed as a sinner. Additionally, this Trayodasi is also known as Dhan Trayodasi, as per scriptural statements suggesting that Dhanvantari, the divine healer, incarnated on this day. Therefore, Vaidya and many other commemorates this day by worshipping Dhanvantari. Dog Festival. The second day of Tihar, Kartik Krishna Chaturdasi, is recognized as Kukur Tihar or Khicha Puja, dedicated to honoring dogs. Dogs are perceived as the arms of Vairav, a deity, and the messengers of Yamaraj, the god of death. In societal roles, dogs serve as protector and caretaker of our homes and families. Hence, akin to regular home worship rituals, dogs are adorned with clean tika made from water, offered a flower garland, and provided home-cooked food including bread and meat, following the traditional method of puja. Dogs are regarded as Vairav's vehicle and are symbolically associated with Vairav himself. They are also seen as Yamasuchak, implying that if any negative forces threaten the family, dogs are believed to detect or confront them first. Dogs hold significance as Dharmapal and Kshetrapal in Mahayana and Vajrayana Buddhism. Additionally, tales related to dogs are linked to the stories of Kukripa, one of the 84 Mahasiddhas, and a revered Siddha Guru in certain traditions. The worship of dogs holds deep roots within the narrative of Dharmaraj. According to our stories, the dog symbolizes Vairav, who represents the second form of Lord Shiva. It's believed that dogs serve as a guardian at the gates of Yamaraj's hell, acting as gatekeepers. A profound legend narrates that during the Pandavas' journeys to heaven while still alive, a dog accompanied them. Along the way, Draupadi, Nakul, Sahadev, Arjun, and Bhima eventually sacrificed their life. Yet the dog remained steadfastly by Yudhishthir's sides, the Dharmaraj. When Yudhishthir, accompanied by the dog, approached the gates of heaven, Indra, the king of heaven, came to receive him. However, Indra declared that dogs were not allowed entry in heaven. Yudhishthir insisted that he would not enter without the dog. Indra then proposed a condition. Only the dog would be allowed entry if Yudhishthir relinquished all the merits of his righteous deeds to the dog. Yudhishthir agreed, prioritizing the dog's entry over his own. At this moment, the dog revealed its true form, transferring from a canine into a Yamaraj himself, acknowledging Yudhishthir's commitment to righteous. Witnessing this, Indra permitted Yudhishthir's entry into heaven. Yamaraj in the guise of a dog, remain the guardian at the gates of hell. Hence, Hindus commemorate this day as Narka Chaturdasi, honoring the dog that stood by Yudhishthira till the end. Even today, we worship dog on Narka Chaturdasi based on this belief. It is also known as Narka Chaturdasi as it's believed that Krishna vanquished the demon Narkasura on this day. Additionally, God Hanumanji's birth on this day is celebrated, and applying vermilion mixed with castor oil on Hanumanji's statue is believed to alleviate fear and anxiety. Moreover, due to the association within the goddess of wealth, Lakshmi, who sits on oil on this day, applying oil on the body is considered to prevent scarcity of wealth. Indeed, according to Hindu mythology, dog hold a significant place not just as human helper but as a revered being. It's believed that approximately 15,000 years ago, during the Ice Age, humans began keeping wolves as a companion while hunting animals. Over time, it's thought that these wolves evolved into the ancestor of today's domesticated dogs, becoming loyal companion and helper to humans. Across different cultures, dogs have been revered and worshipped. In Aztec culture in Mexico, dogs were worshipped with Xolotl, regarded as the god of fire and lightning, depicted with the head of a dog. In Chinese culture, the dog is one of the 12 animals in the zodiac sign, and the second day of the Chinese New Year is celebrated as the dog's birthday. Similarly, dogs were companions to figures of significance such as Yudhishthira in Hindu mythology and Roman saint Rocco, whose statue often includes a dog. Moreover, in Bolivia, August 16th is celebrated as the birthday of dog, emphasizing their importance and companionship. In Greek mythology, the three-headed dog, Cerberus, is believed to be under the protection of Hades, the god of underworld. During Kukur Tihar, the ritual involves bringing a dog in front of the main door of the house, whether it is a pet or stray. Subsequently, the celebration includes offering of meat, roti and sweet foods as a part of the reverence shown to dogs. This ritual not only highlights the significance of dogs, but also showcases the respect and honor accorded to them in various cultures and traditions. Lakshmi Puja. On the third day of Tihar festival, Kartik Krishna Ausi, a twofold tradition of worshipping Lakshmi Devi exists. The worship of Lakshmi reflects two distinct practices shaped by differing beliefs regarding wealth and the importance of cows. The tradition of worshipping Lakshmi stems from a fascination with wealth, signifying the allure of material possession. However, the worship of cows rather than Lakshmi began with the Gopal dynasty, the ruler of Nepal's first dynasty. Cow served as the primary livelihood for the Gopal family, leading them to worship cows. Additionally, the Gopal dynasty revered nature, which provided essential grass for the cows and various grains for human sustenance. Worshipping cows followed cow worship. The Gopal dynasty would worship cows and bulls together and then let them graze. It was customary to separate bulls and buffaloes from the cow at that time, believing that they would produce less milk if allowed to graze together. After this initial worship, they wouldn't let cows and bulls graze together again. They believed that 283 days after this worship marked the conception time for cows. Approximately 4,000 years ago, the Gopal celebrated Samavatsara at the cow's conception time. After 283 days, they observed Gai Jatra to commemorate the birth of healthy calves, celebrating with cows, bulls, and newborn calves. This tradition later evolved into Sambat celebration. Worshipping cows is rooted in the belief that one received love from a cow akin to mother's love. Morning rituals involves purifying the house, courtyard, rooms, and prayer rooms with cow urine, considering the cow as the embodiment of goddess Lakshmi, the deity of wealth. On the day of Lakshmi Puja, it's customary to worship cows that have been reared, tie a rope to their tails akin to the usual daily worship practice. Offerings loved by cows such as rice, salt, roti, and fruits are presented during the puja. In the evening, houses are meticulously cleaned, utensils are polished, and lights are lit across the premises, symbolizing the anticipation of Goddess Lakshmi's arrival. The tradition involves continuous prayers round the clock to welcome Lakshmi Mata, the goddess of wealth. The Newas conclude their year's transactions and close their books as a part of Lakshmi Puja preparation. According to Nepal Sambat, this day signifies the last day of the year, marking an auspicious occasion to worship Lakshmi Devi, hoping for a prosperous and meaningful life ahead. In contemporary times, with the widespread availability of electric lights, households adorn their interiors with strings of electric lights during Lakshmi Puja. The completion of Lakshmi Puja involves the creation of mandala using rice or wheat flour, chun, wrapped and cloth, where various auspicious items such as paddy, lava, akshata and pumal are placed. A dedicated box for Goddess Lakshmi is arranged upon this mandala, adorned with the handwritten pictures of Goddess Lakshmi. As a part of the rituals, homage is paid to Ashtarupa Lakshmi, encompassing different aspects like Didi Bhuja Lakshmi, Gaja Lakshmi, Mahalakshmi, Veera Lakshmi, Didi Bhuja Veer Lakshmi, Ashtabhuja Veer Lakshmi, Sri Devi and Prasanna Lakshmi. Devotees recite Lakshmi Sotra to secure the stability of acquired wealth, prosperity and dignity in life. An array of offerings including bread, fruits and prasad as well as Lakshmi Mata's favorite items such as Lakshmi Fool, lotus flowers and laddu made with various aromatic spices, cow's milk and sakhar are devotedly presented to the goddess. Sukratri, referred to as the night of Lakshmi Puja, involves awakening Lakshmi by playing musical instruments and playing cards, tripasa, kauri, while participating in celebratory dance and the tradition of Devsi Vaili. It's believed that on the night of Lakshmi Puja, Lakshmi roams the world and doesn't visit houses without lights. To ensure a prosperous life, homeowners meticulously clean their houses, illuminate more lamps, and spread fragrant incense throughout their homes compared to other days of Tihar. They offer money, paddy, rice, fruits, flower garlands, and assorted of dishes and worship either the idol of Lakshmi in gold and silver or a paper images of Lakshmi alongside with Dhan Devi, Dikpal Kuvera representing the north direction. In addition to Lakshmi, Mahalakshmi, Vasundhara and Annapurna are worshipped on Lakshmi Puja Day. Vasundhara symbolizes the goddess of green, Annapurna represents wealth derived from mines like diamonds, rubies, emeralds, gold, while Mahalakshmi embodies the goddess of livestock as grains such as rice and wheat originate from fields. The Newa community's traditions during Lakshmi Puja involves worshipping new grain, keeping it in the dukuti or storage area of their homes. This community reveres Anna or grain during Swanti Naka as Lakshmi Puja. Lakshmi Puja also marks the conclusion of the Nepal Sambat year, holding a significant commercial and cultural importance among the Newars. It is the final day of the year. Households bid farewell to the old year by closing their old Hisab Kitab or accounts and commissioning the worship of Lakshmi Azima. The new year begins the following day, symbolizing a transaction where lights are kindled and to illuminate and bring brightness to the forthcoming year. A traditional practice involves the household cleaning in all corners leading to the main door where Lakshmi Puja is conducted, symbolizing the invitation of Lakshmi into the household. Every window and door is decorated with garland made of hundreds leaves to welcome Lakshmi on this auspicious day. Goddess Lakshmi is revered as a form of gratitude on the last day of Nepal Sambat. Thus, worship not only acknowledges the earning as a past year, but also seeks blessing for wealth in the forthcoming year. Dhanya Lakshmi, the deity symbolizing food and health, is venerated by offering fresh paddy harvested from the fields. Furthermore, cows are also honored as a manifestation of Goddess Lakshmi on this day, known as Dhanvantari Jayanti or Dhantares, celebrating the birth of Lord Dhanvantari, revered in Ayurveda. The ritual of lighting a lamp to worship Goddess Lakshmi holds particular significance. The observance of Kojagat involves worshipping the 16 forms of Goddess Lakshmi every day since the full moon day, culminating on the 16th day of worship. Additionally, in parallel with the modern financial year's closure and balanced preparation, the last day of Nepal Sambat entails expressing gratitude to Goddess Lakshmi, seeking blessing for wealth in the upcoming year, and honoring Dhanya Lakshmi, the embodiment of food and health. It is believed that offering a lamb to Yamaraj, the god of death, in front of the house main door in the evening appease him, resulting in good health and longevity. This tradition carries significance in seeking blessing for health and well-being from Yamaraj, the god of death. In a sense, Lakshmi Puja is a celebration where on the night of Aunsi, Sukratri is observed by lighting a lamp and respectfully welcoming Dhana Lakshmi, the goddess of wealth, into the household. Newa religious texts underscore the significance of Lakshmi worship through the imagined dialogue between Lakshmi and Dharmaraj. This festival emphasizes the responsibility of women in upholding their duties by practicing Shakti Sadhana or worship of the divine feminine energy, maintaining cleanliness in the household, preserving wealth, and fostering harmony within the family. The Swanti festival is deeply rooted in the relationship between Dharmaraj, god of justice, and Dhana Lakshmi, goddess of wealth. Scriptural stories like the Dharmaraj Dhana Lakshmi Sambat, found in Nepal language manuscript, and Sri Swastani Parmeshwar Brata Katha aim to educate about woman's duty. It's believed that this festival has been celebrated since ancient times, highlighting how women with virtuous qualities contribute to harmonious, joyful, and prosperous household. Such households are considered auspicious, attracting the presence of Dhana Lakshmi. The worship of Dhana Lakshmi, termed Lakshmi Puja, occurs on Kaugala Aunsi, Kartik Krishna Aunsi. This rituals involves seeking blessing from Dhana Lakshmi by ensuring cleanliness, orderliness in the household, fair treatment of the family member, adherence to righteousness with a pure heart, and unwavering dedication to truth. It is firmly believed that when women maintain the household with integrity, bring happiness to the family member, and exhibit righteous conduct, Dhana Lakshmi bestow strength and fulfill the household necessities. The worship of 16 different forms of Lakshmi is a significant tradition in Nepal. These forms include various aspects like wealth, knowledge, power, and protection. Dhana Lakshmi, the goddess of wealth, holds a central place in this worship, symbolizing the prosperity and blessing bestowed upon household. The practice includes creating a handmade image of Dhana Lakshmi for worship, traditionally using wooden blocks and hand-painted pictures. The tortoise, symbolizing patience and slow accumulation of wealth, is revered as the vehicle of goddess Dhana Lakshmi. This association teaches the virtue of prudence in wealth management. While the Newa society historically revered Kuber as the god of wealth and Kyak as the symbol of wealth protection, the prominence of Dhana Lakshmi's image imported from India has somehow overshadowed these traditional representations. The worship of Lakshmi in Nepal is distinct from Vaishnava tradition in India, where Lakshmi is worshipped as the consort of Vishnu. In Nepal, the focus is on Dhana Lakshmi, the goddess of wealth and abundance. During Lakshmi Puja, a Shakti Mandala is performed to invite Dhana Lakshmi to reside and bless the household. This tradition symbolizes the Bagmati civilization, representing a virtuous region where the Guheshwari Shakti Peeth originated. The Shakti Peeth operated on the principle of Shiva Shakti, contributing to the region's cultural and spiritual significance. Worshipping Lakshmi is also considered commercially significant in the Newa culture. It's a time to conclude the financial year, close accounts, and express gratitude for stable wealth and a place in the land where deities reside. The wealth revered during this ritual holds a unique significance within the Newa community. For instance, the wealth of Newa families largely comprises agricultural produce, primarily paddy rice. Hence, during the worship, rice is placed on the altar as a symbol of gratitude for the hard work and skills to the farmers. Similarly, other valuable jewelry and business-related items are also included in the worship, highlighting the diverse form of wealth within the community, including goods from the specialized traders and locally produced items like pottery, jewelry, and artwork. Traders, specifically known as Sauzi, maintain books of business profit and losses, reflecting their involvement in trade and commerce within the community. The Newa community holds a deep reverence for various occupations and products generated by their craftsmanship and skills. Each artisan, trader, or laborer sees their creations and hard work as their wealth and property. For instance, potters cherish their clay work, including pottery pots, clay idols, and bricks, considering them their wealth. Similarly, Artisans like coppersmiths, goldsmiths, carpenters, painters, and weavers view their creations as their riches. This unique perception of wealth extends to the tools of trade such as the secure chest, business account books, and assets record, all of which are honored during worship ceremonies. The practice acknowledges and gives thanks for household wealth, jewelry, saving, livestock, land, and all form of assets. The focus is on recognizing and appreciating the entire spectrum of wealth, including tangible items, income, and family assets. During Lakshmi Puja, families create traditional mandaps adorned with water, flour, fruit, lamps, garlands, and other offerings. These mandaps are used to conduct the ritual of Goddess Lakshmi. It's customary to clean and place a new paper Lakshmi images within the household, offering prayers and various offerings like fruit, crop, flowers, and more as a mark of reverence. The day after that Lakshmi Puja, known as Thyobu Bhai Tika, involves offering a wide array of delicacy and prasad to Goddess Lakshmi, followed by inviting daughter-in-law and nieces to distribute prasad among the family members. Some individuals choose to partake in a feast or bhoj after the Lakshmi Puja, while others prefer a simpler meal. Moreover, it's a custom for family members to offer money as a gesture of goodwill during the Lakshmi Puja. These financial contributions are sometimes saved and withdrawn only when absolutely necessary. The practice not only acknowledges the importance of wealth but also promotes prudence, encouraging individuals to save money and use it wisely. This tradition instills values of thriftiness and responsible management of resources among the community members. Devsire and Baili. The tradition of Baili and Devsi during Tihar is intimately linked with the story of Bali Raja. While this tradition is unique to Tihar and not sung at other times, its roots are often associated with Bali Raja in mythology, with tales dating back thousands of years from Hindu stories and Puranic deities, although the exact origins remains unclear. The practice involves women going door to door asking for Baili Ram and men singing E Vana Vana Baiho Devsire. Typically, women ask for Baili from Kak Tihar to Gai Tihar, while men engage in Devsi from the following day onward. The legend ties back to Bali Raj Raval, the 14th century king of Jumla, who is believed to have initiated the tradition of Baili and Devsi. In ancient times, Jumla had a tradition of Devdas and Devdasis, and there was a prevalent custom of human sacrifice in temples to fulfill vows. Over time, this practice transitioned to offering children as Devdas or Devdasis after the cessation of child sacrifice. King Baliraj allowed these Devdas and Devdasis to leave the temple during the 5 days of Yama Panchak to beg for alms. During Kak Tihar to Gai Tihar, the Devdasis would sing Baili around the village, while on Govardhan Puja and Baitika, the Devdas would sing Devsire from house to house. The songs sung during these requests evolved, with Baili emphasizing goodwill and Devsire identifying the singers as Devdas. The popularity of these songs grew, with Hami Tese Aino Bali Rajale Pataeko He Ausi Bara Gai Tihara Vailo becoming widespread. However, in recent times, corruption has tainted the Baili and Devsi tradition. There have been instances of groups sending letters demanding taxes or large sums of money during this festival. Additionally, the practice of young people forming groups to ask for alms and then indulging in picnics afterwards has emerged. This departure from the traditional practice where small groups of children respectfully play Baili or Devsi within their village has caused concern. The authentic tradition involves preserving cultural practice without disrupting the peace, such as refraining from using modern instruments, loud music systems, or engaging in disruptive behavior during Baili and Devsi. Govardhan Puja. Govardhan Puja, observed by non-Newa communities, involves the worship of cow dung or gobar. This ritual takes place in the morning, specifically worshipping cow dung as well as performing puja in the cow shed. Additionally, a common practice involves cooking and consuming sweets. The significance of Govardhan Puja can be traced back to the legendary event involving Lord Krishna. According to the lore, Krishna urged the resident of Gokul to worship the Govardhan mountain instead of offering prayers to Lord Indra during the harvesting season. As a result, Indra sent torrential rain to Gokul, causing a calamity during the harvest of crops like corn, millet, and paddy. Witnessing the distress of the people, Krishna lifted the Govardhan Parvat or mountain to shelter and protect them from the rainfall. This event has shaped the belief that Govardhan Puja commemorates the worship of Govardhan Parvat and is dedicated to honoring bulls, cow dung, plows, and farming tools. It is also considered a special festival to venerate Govardhan or Annakut, symbolizing the mountain of grain. Additionally, Mahadani, Bali, an aspect of this puja involves remembrance and worship. Ma Puja, Nu Dang or New Year. Ma Puja, a significant tradition in the Newa community, is an original worship practice that predates the establishment of Nepal Sambat. This ritual involves a unique form of worship centered on honoring the body. The process begins by making a mandap, a symbolic platform with clear water. Each individual within the family performs Ma Puja separately, marked by their respective mandaps. Before the ceremony, participants bathe and cleanse their bodies and dress in a new or clean attire, then sit before their respective mandaps, commencing the puja based on their hierarchical position within the family. During Ma Puja, the family members sitting at the forefront of gathering worship their family deity, while those seated towards the back venerate the mandap of Yamaraj, the god of death. Some also observe the Govardhan Puja on the morning of Ma Puja. Celebrated on Kartik Shukla Paksha Pariva, Kachlatwa Paru, this day marks the onset of New Year in Nepal Sambat, known as Nepal Era. Ma Puja, meaning body worship, takes place on the fourth night of Tihar, Kartik Shukla Pratipada. Newar communities wake up early, tidy their homes, bathe, don clean clothes, prepares various dishes, and in the evening creates a mandala symbolic of their souls. The Ma Puja involves laying red clay followed by sprinkling clear water to form a water mandala. Subsequently, an oil mandala is created and a rice flour mandala symbolizing the individual soul is fashioned. Black raw soybeans and rice husk are placed at the center and corner of the mandala, respectively. A keluita, a muslin cloth wrapped from head to chin, is placed on top. Family members assemble in the front of their respective mandalas, beginning from the eldest member of the household. A Ganesh mandala is prepared on the household's radish. Fruits such as bimiro, bogate, orange, banana, mango, walnut, apple, amala, mausam, chaksi, halu veda are adorned within the mandala, followed by kokha, a multicolored thread garland. 100-petal flower garland and Godavari flowers placed atop the arrangement. Indeed, human beings, as thinking creatures, have pondered deeply about the world and its constituents. This contemplation often leads to the realization that there are 5 fundamental elements that form the basis of life on earth, that is water, soil, sky or space, air, and fire. These elements are crucial for sustaining life and are considered divine or godly, as they are essential for our existence. Reflecting further, individuals recognize that these 5 elements are not only essential for the world, but also comprise the human body itself. Water. This element symbolizes the flowing blood within the body, which is vital for circulation and nourishment. Soil represents the physical structure, including flesh and bones, that eventually returns to earth upon death. Air signifies the vital breath or air that sustains life within the body. Agni or fire represents the body's temperature and the metabolic processes generating energy and warmth. Akash or space refers to the spiritual essence or consciousness residing within the body, often metaphorically linked to space or ether. Ma Puja, an ancient festival celebrated by the Newar community, holds significant cultural and historical importance in Nepal Mandal. This festival involves the worship not only of oneself and the soul, but also of various household objects symbolizing prosperity, such as kucho, nanglo, a round tray used for carrying items, gagri or water vessels, karuva or a small bowl, silauta, grinding stone, and sulo, a traditional stove. The celebration of Ma Puja coincides with the commencement of the new year in the Nepal Sambat calendar. Nepal Sambat begins on Kartik Shukla Pratipada, signifying the start of a new year for the Newa community. There are several legends surrounding the inception of this Sambat, one of which revolves around an astrologer's prophecy to King Ananda Malla of Bhaktapur. According to the legend, the astrologer advised the king that sand gathered from Sakutirtha between Vishnumati and Vadramati rivers would turn into gold at an auspicious time. Acting on this prophecy, King Ananda Dev sent potters to retrieve the sand. However, Sankadar Sakwa, a savvy merchant from Kantipur, observed the potters and deduced the significance of the sand they carried. Suspecting its importance, Sankadar offered the potters more money, persuaded them to pour the sand into his own house, and asked them to fetch more sand for the Bhaktapur king. Interestingly, the sand placed in Sankadar's house turned into gold after 4 days, while the sand placed in king's storehouse did not transform. With the sudden achievement of wealth, Sankadar decided to use this newfound fortune for the welfare of the people. He used the wealth to elevate the debts of the residents of Kantipur and Badgaon and sought permission from the king to introduce a new Sambat. It is believed that on the day of Ma Puja, Sankadar Sakwa cleared the debts of the people of Nepal, liberating them from financial burdens. This act of debt relief is associated with the inception of Nepal Sambat, marking the beginning of the new era and commemorated as a significant event in the Newar community's cultural history. Indeed, Nepal Sambat, initiated in 879 AD or 936 Bikram Sambat, was established on October 20th, Thursday. Nepal Sambat system was utilized as an official calendar by the government of Nepal until 1960. The contribution of Sankadar Sakwa, particularly his act of debt relief for the people of Nepal, were highly esteemed. Consequently, on 2056 Mangshir, Nepal Sambat year 1120, Kaslatwa Dasimi, the government honored Sankadar Sakwa by declaring him the 14th national Vibhuti of Nepal. The commencement of Nepal Sambat is celebrated annually by the Newar community with great enthusiasm. Various cultural events and programs are organized in different districts of the country to mark the beginning of the Sambat. Nepal Sambat holds a significant place among the historical calendar system in Nepal, as many historical records and events are documented in this Sambat. Despite the prevalence of the Vikram Sambat in contemporary times, Nepal Sambat remains an integral part of Nepal's history and cultural heritage, representing the indigenous calendar system named after the country of Nepal. The historical accounts of Nepal encompass the prevalence of 4 significant Sambats or calendar system that are Saka Sambat, Mandev Sambat, Nepal Sambat, and Vikram Sambat. Nepal Sambat gained prominence during the Middle Ages, and Sumati Tantra, an astrological book from that era, provides a brief account of the prevailing Sambats in Nepal. According to the historical description, there was a transition from the Saka Sambat, which lasted for 498 years, to the subsequent Nepal Sambat. During the decline of Lichavi period, Buddhism spread extensively, influencing a Pacific approach that led to the reduction in territorial expansion. Concurrently, there was an influx of Vaishya Thakuris from North India into Nepal Valley for trade. These Vaishya Thakuris integrated into military service and eventually became Kshetris. Raghav Dev, the son of King Manadev IV from the Thakuri dynasty, is believed to have initiated Nepal Sambat on Kartik Shukla Pratipada, corresponding to October 20, 879 AD. Historians note that Nepal Sambat began around the year 802 according to the Lichavi Sambat. In the genealogy mentioned in Devmala, during the reign of King Gunakam Dev in the year 3980, a Sudra caste individual named Sakwa reportedly traveled across Nepal carrying numerous golden pies and installed a stone idol in the front southern door of Pasupatinath. This account correlates with the story suggesting that the sand obtained from Vishnumati's Dovan, Lakyotirtha, turned into gold, which was then used by an individual named Sakwa to pay off the debts of the entire populace. The historical chronicles of Nepal Sambat span 888 years. After King Prithvinarayan Shah's conquest of Nepal in 888, he reinstated Saka Sambat and Nepal Sambat. Later, during the era of Rana Prime Minister Chandra Samser, the Vikram Sambat was introduced, purportedly named after Vikramaditya, a renowned ruler of the Indian subcontinent. Around 1960 Vikram Sambat, due to challenges in paying salaries to the Zagidars, Nepal Sambat was discontinued. There exists a popular folklore regarding the commencement of Nepal Sambat involving the transformation of sand into gold. But this narrative lacks historical records. According to the story, the king of Bhaktapur sent sand to Kantipur, present-day Kathmandu, based on astrological advice. The sand brought from there supposedly turned into gold, relieving the state from death. However, historical accuracy is lacking in this tale, as Kantipur was not a separate state at the inception of Nepal Sambat. Its governance was under Bhaktapur. Kantipur emerged as an independent kingdom much later during Ratnamalla's reign, son of Yaksha Malla, who regned from 1842 to 1528. The commencement of Nepal Sambat is usually linked to significant changes. During the period when Nepal was under the suzerainty of Tibet, a new Sambat was established in happiness after it attained freedom, later termed Nepal Sambat. While Nepal had established political ties with Tibet through various historical events such as the flight of Lichavi king Udaydev to Tibet, Princess Brikuti's marriage to Tibetan king, and Narendra Dev's reclaiming the ancestral throne with the aid of Tibetan army, these were primarily political relations. There are historical accounts of the Chinese envoy dispatched to serve Indian king Harshavardhan after being confronted by the new ruler, Arun Sava, who had taken power before the envoy's arrival. Subsequently, Arun Sava was arrested by the Chinese and Tibetan army had taken to China via Nepal. The influence of Tibet in Nepal gradually waned over time, potentially marking Nepal's independence from Tibet, thus signifying the onset of Nepal Sambat. The celebration of Ma Puja by the Newa community on the day of the initiation of Nepal Sambat is not solely responsible for the inception of the Sambat. Nepal Sambat holds significance as the original calendar of the Newa community residing in the Nepal Mandal. This Sambat began on Kartik Shukla Pratipada Tithi, known as Kaslatwa Paru, which marks the start of the lunar month. Ma Puja is performed by the Newa community on this day, hence it is regarded as their new year. While the occurrence of Nepal Sambat and Ma Puja on the same day might seem coincidental, it carries cultural and ceremonial importance of the Newa community. Ma Puja, a cultural celebration, traditionally falls on Kartik Shukla Pratipada, a day that holds significance for starting various Sambats, including Nepal Sambat. Even though Ma Puja and Nepal Sambat are distinct, their occurrence on the same day has led to connection between the two over time. This blending of events from different periods on a significant day often creates association that appears related. Some individuals believe that Ma Puja is linked to the worship of Bali Raja. According to a narrative, Bali Raja, keeping goddess Lakshmi, was approached by Lord Narayan in Vaman avatar asking for 3 steps of land. Bali Raja agreed to the request, and Lord Narayan placed his steps strategically, leading Bali Raja to Patalipuri while carrying the weight of the earth. This tale is often associated with the worship of Bali Raja during Ma Puja. Thus, while Ma Puja and Nepal Sambat initiations share the same day, each holds its own significance with the cultural and traditional practices of the Newar community, and their convergence on a single day has led to various interpretations and associations over time. Ma Puja is a profoundly significant festival for the Newar community, marking the commencement of the Nepal Sambat. Celebrated on Kartik Shukla Pratipada, it involves the practice of the body and soul worship, emphasizing the completeness and individual significance of each body and soul. This ritual underscores the importance of playing a meaningful role with one's own body, family, community, and nation. The essence of Ma Puja lies in introspection, instilling a sense of self-awareness, answering questions about one's existence, purpose, and potential to bring about substantial changes within oneself and society. The ritual fosters a sense of well-being, promoting good health, positive thoughts, clear vision, attentive listening, and proper speech among participants. During Ma Puja, the ground is purified and a mandala is created. Each family member has a mandala dedicated to them, and individuals sits face either east or west according to their mandala's orientation. The mandala, marked with impressions or seals, symbolizes various aspects. The circular universe is represented by the circle, while the five bowl-shaped impression denoted the five fundamental elements: earth, water, air, fire, and sky. Additionally, a hexagon or other symbols may be drawn at the center, signifying the quest for knowledge and wisdom. Expanding the mandala to encompass 8 directions, symbolics of different divine powers, serves as a means to invoke and receive the blessing and protection of these maternal energies. These directional representations signifies various aspects of divine energy, including the power of Mahadev, Vishnu, Skandamata, Barahi, Indra, Brahma, Bhagavati, and Astamatrika. Ultimately, Ma Puja emphasizes the importance of good health as the foundation for performing actions, fostering love, utilizing wisdoms effectively, and perpetuating a state of joy and contentment. Ma Puja and Kiza Puja ceremonies during Tihar involve creating various intricate mandalas, emphasizing the special significance of mandalas in performing Ma Puja. Mandalas dedicated to family members hold a prominent place during Ma Puja rituals, while additional mandalas are crafted for gods and goddesses based on individual belief. In ceremonies where 3 mandalas are prepared, the first is dedicated to Pujya Ganesh, followed by one for Kul Devata, often associated with Kali, Tara, Tripura Sundari, Chinamasta, Vairavi, Banglamukhi, or Satyalakshmi. The third mandala honors the Istadev with Guheshwari Sakti Peeth and Pasupatinath Jyotirlinga, revered as embodiments of Shiva Sakti in the theory of Shiva Sakti in Nepal Mandal. For ceremonies involving 6 mandals, additional mandals can be dedicated to goddesses such as Dharmaraj and Dharmalakshmi Sambat, and other based on personal faith and belief. These might include Narayan, Buddha, Astamatrika, Astavairab, Yogini, and others. Furthermore, specific mandalas are created for Agam deities and Yamaras, and some families include mandalas for chus like Sovas and Kuchus, symbolizing their reverence. During Sagun Ma Puja, blessing for good luck, long life, and prosperity throughout the year are sought, receiving 3 types of Sagun, and unique practice during Ma Puja. Ma Puja, an original Newa tradition, showcases varying mandap designed across family and regions while holding the same life philosophy. Mandalas honoring family members are accorded utmost importance. Typically, a circular shape is drawn with water and outlined with oil, symbolizing Nepal Mandal, representing the valley and the protective mountain ranges surrounding it. 4 additional circles denoted the protective mountains in all directions around Nepal Mandal. The depiction of Sakti Peeths and Shiva Lingas within Nepal Mandal is portrayed in diverse ways, showcasing individual artistic skills. This elaborate craftsmanship reflects the significance of these divine elements within the Ma Puja rituals practiced by the Newar community. The ritual of Ma Puja involves a meticulous process of mandap, where writing with flour is followed by coloring it with abir. Subsequently, 5 yellow tikas are applied using the right finger, followed by vermilion tikas and red tikas. Offerings of paddy, akshata, and lava are made on these tikas. For Buddhists, goza made of soaked sawdust symbolizing Chaitya is offered individually. The rice signifies Vasundhara, soybean represents Lord Sanisara. After placing these offerings, 5 flowers and jajanka are presented, completing the mandala. The term Nepal Mandal has been historically used to refer to Kathmandu Valley or Old Nepal. This area hosts various Shakti Peeths or power places established in the form of mandal or manda in Newari. At the center of Nepal mandal lies Indrachok or Akash Vairab, surrounded by 3 concentric circles. Each circle comprises 88 Shakti Peeths. As you move from the outer to inner circles, these are interpreted as representing Kaya, body, Vak, speech, and Chitta, mind respectively. Puja Mandal is prepared and worshipped with a detailed process involving various materials and steps. Preparation of the place. The area designated for worship is covered with red soil mixed with dung initially. Water Mandal or La Mandal. Pure water is used to create the water mandal. The number of mandalas formed is 2 more than the count of the family members. For instance, if there are 4 family members, 6 mandals are created. The uppermost and lowermost mandalas represent different deities. Oil mandal or Chika manda. In the center of the water mandal and oil mandal is made using cotton thread rolled into a small mandala. Mandal creation with different elements utilizing ake or whole rice, puva, new rice, mai, round black lentil, hakumushia, black soybean, and te, flour lava. After roasting rice, a mandala is constructed. Mandal with white stone powder, potai. Another mandal is formed using white stone powder or rice flour. Red amber is applied on the top to enhance its brightness. Floral mandal. A mandala made using flour is created, and this usually marks the completion of the mandala. Additional embellishment. Different shapes or pictures can be drawn to further decorate the mandala. Flower arrangements can also be placed around or behind these shapes or pictures. Fruit arrangement. Various fruits like tasi, bimara, songli, kattus, walnut along with seasonal fruits are displayed in front of the mandala. Khelu Ita and Jajanka. Khelu Ita, a long lamp, and Jajanka, a garland-shaped object made of cotton thread, are placed alongside the fruits. Worship. After everyone is seated, the highest mandala is worshipped first. The uppermost and lowermost 2 mandalas are dedicated to protecting deities or can be worshipped as Ganesh, Kul Devata, Ista Devata, or Yamaraj. In some households, additional symbols are worshipped such as Sukunda as Ganesh, Kucho as Brahma, Gagri as Narayan, Nanglo as Shiva, and Okhal, spice grinder representing Kumar. Worship of each mandal. Following the worship of main mandal, each individual mandal is worshipped and the person in the front of that mandala is also worshipped. Fruits are offered to that individual after the puja. Dahi Tika. Dahi Tika, yogurt applied as a mark, is applied to wish the person good health and long life. It's placed on the right wrist of man and the left wrist of woman. Lighting of Khelu-Ita. Khelu-Ita is lit and without extinguishing the flame, it is placed on top of the banquet plate. This signifies the completion of the auspicious ceremony for all family members. Feast. After the puja and auspicious rituals for all family members, it is customary to gather and enjoy a feast together. These symbolic representations associated with the elements used in Puja Mandal carry profound meaning. Water or Pani Manda represents an essential element for life but also embodies the concept of balance. Too much or too little water can be detrimental, signifying the importance of the middle path. Oil Mandal symbolizes the mind, the central and subtle elements that acts as a root cause of various aspects of life. 5 grains signify the 5 elements constituting the body, reflecting the interconnection of these elements within the human form. Pote Abir represents speech, highlighting the significance of communication and expression. Akshata symbolizes purity, purity of action, thoughts, and intention in the worship of ritual context. New paddy represents the concept of rebirth or new beginning, symbolizing regeneration and fresh start. Lava symbolizes nirvana or liberation, representing the state of no rebirth or the ultimate spiritual goal. Puspa Mandal or Floral Mandal represents life chains akin to the seasonal blooming and withering of flowers, signifying the transient nature of life. Keluita, long lamp, symbolizes the burning away of unskillful or negative actions and signifies the transition from darkness to light, denoting enlightenment and positive transformation. Each element and symbol used in Puja mandal carries profound philosophical and spiritual meaning, offering deeper reflection on life, balance, spirituality, and transformation within the context of this ritual. Puja is a significant ritual where worship is conducted in front of a decorated mandal blessed by Dhanalaxmi, symbolizing the Bagmati civilization and recognizing Gueshwari Shaktipit as a Kul Devata and Ista Devata or ancestral god, operating on the principle of Siva Shakti. This ceremony involves using special materials and objects in specific manners. Flower garlands played a crucial role, with various types such as velvet flowers, 100-petal flowers, and Godavari flowers being mandatory. Different fruits, including special ones, are adorned in covers, basket, etc. Additionally, cashews, almonds, raisins, and various dry fruits are incorporated. Rotis, naivedya, on a long jajanka garland are prepared. Keluita soaked in oil is used in the puja to represent longevity and health benefits. The ceremony is characterized by worshipping while seated in front of the adorned mandala, illuminating lamps, and burning keluita. Copper utensils are used to offer flour, fruits, etc. Worship multiple times in a delightful manner. The playful rituals while enjoying the moment. Sukunda is lit and Ganesh, made from rice flour, is worshipped. The puja involves each person being revered similar to deities, followed by offering fruits, flowers, and vegetables. It's believed that no games should be played during Puja. To keep the lamp aflame, salt soaked in oil is added, ensuring it remains lit until the puja ends. Then the distribution of fruits and coca decorated in the mandap take place, accompanied by traditional gesture of respect, symbolizing the worship of every individual. Puja among the Newas involves the worship of various symbolic items like grinding stones or khal, kucho, nanglo, and kalas, representing deities like Kumar, Brahma, Mahadev, and purity respectively. Fruits like bimiro, bhogate, orange, banana, apple, halwa wheat, walnut, kattus, pear, amla, satyabar, among others, are used in offering. These offerings, along with jajanka, flower garlands, and flowers, are placed in sukunda and lamps are lit. The ceremony begins with the senior family members worshipping Ganesh and other symbolic items, followed by applying tika and curd to everyone. Members worship in their respective mandalas, offering akshata, lava, and abir to symbolize body strength, hardness, sign, and endurance respectively. Long keluita is lit in each mandap and family members perform worship rituals, jajanka, garlands, and flower. Men wears taka topi and apply curd tika on the right side, while women on the left. During the puja, various fruits mixed with different flowers are used for anointing family members multiple times. Afterward, the eldest or second main female member worships Naki and performs rituals involving Sagun and Anti. Then, banana and saksi pieces in curd called Thaumu are given to everyone. The Puja concludes with the Thakali woman raising all mandaps and inviting Lakshmi in. Upon completion of the puja, fruits, flowers, garlands, and 100-petal flowers are distributed. The keluita remains lit, and the Naki, or the main female, worship Ganesh with new kucho, leaving it overnight and then immersing it in the river the next day. Khe Sangha, or egg sagun, is given from the house door, accompanied by egg, fish, bara, and local wine. A feast with various dishes is served, concluding with the cutting of the bimiro offered to Ganesh. Puja holds significant cultural and societal importance within the Newa community. It's not just a festival, it embodies various features that symbolize the values and aspiration of the community. The puja is typically performed by a capable housewife, revered for her righteousness, devotion to religion, and ability to maintain a clean, harmonious household. Dhan Lakshmi, the goddess of wealth, is believed to reside in the house of a woman who earns through honest and ethical means, emphasizing the importance of pure and clean wealth earned through the hard work and self-reliance. It's understood that dishonest gains don't last and lack the blessing of Dhan Lakshmi. During Ma Puja, specific rituals and symbols are employed to invoke blessing for longevity, good health, physical strength, and intelligence. For instance, Padmasana sitting position is adopted, and different elements such as water, oil, lighted lamps, jajanka, and velvet flowers are used to bless for a healthy and prosperous life. The inclusions of various foods like meat, fish, alcohol, eggs, different fruits, bread, and naivedya is significant. These items signify various blessings, including independence, strength, intelligence, and the ability to thrive through struggle and hard work. Symbolism plays a vital role, where items like walnut symbolize a resilient and strong life even in harsh conditions. Breads, both heavy and sweet, signify the ability to succeed in life's journey. Additionally, the inclusion of green fruits in the dry kun symbolize fertility and productivity even in barren lands. The materials used in Ma Puja are mostly locally produced, emphasizing self-sufficiency and minimal reliance on external resources. However, in contemporary times, the need to procure many items from outside sources has become common, deviating from the tradition of using locally available materials. The puja rituals and offerings showcase a holistic reflection of the Newa community's value, emphasizing integrity, hard work, health, resilience, and self-sufficiency. Ma Puja holds significance in the Mahayana and Vajrayana tradition within Nepal Mandal. It is believed that through this ritual, individuals attain knowledge related to Bhava Chakra, the cycle of birth and death, leading to liberation from 10 unskillful actions encompassing body, speech, and mind. The puja serves as a form of worship to the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha Mandal, aiming to achieve an understanding of emptiness. A prevailing belief associated with Ma Puja is that it cultivates qualities such as friendship, compassion, joy in others' progress, and equality, nurturing the path towards Samyak Sambodhi. This ritual is performed with the aspiration to illuminate one's own self and the world with the light of knowledge. Additionally, Ma Puja is carried out with the wish to eradicate sins and diseases from the body and to attain a long life. It is believed that Bali Raja serves as a witness during Ma Puja. Symbolically, the offerings during the puja carry representation. Eggs signifying the sky element, fish represents water, meat signifies the earth element, and ela or wine symbolizes the tejas element or warmth. Moreover, as a part of the ritual, new sweeper or kucho, a symbol of agricultural work, and a water jug are decorated in the mandap, denoting their symbolic significance. Following the conclusion of Ma Puja, the entire family congregates to partake in a way signifying a collective sharing and celebration as a feast. Kiza Puja or Vaitika. Tihar, marking the culmination of Yama Panchak, observes Vaitika or Kiza Puja, dedicated to worshipping brothers. It falls on Kartik Shukla 2nd, signifying the bond between brothers and sisters. While it's known as Kiza Puja, the tradition extends to daughter and sisters who have married away, where their brothers and nephews are also worshipped. Pupu or parental aunt and married sisters await this day to perform the puja, while similar rituals are observed by mothers, sister-in-law, daughter-in-law, and wives in their respective homes. There are striking similarities between the style of Ma Puja and Kiza Puja, with the main difference being that in Ma Puja, Naki or the head woman conducts the puja, whereas in Kiza Puja, Fufu and sisters perform it, worshipping all brothers and nephew akin to Ma Puja. Legend in Hinduism recounts the story of Yamara's sister Yamuna, who fervently worshipped her brother for 5 days during Tihar. Pleased with her devotion, Yamaraj granted her a boon, promising not to separate a brother from his sister until the oil marked dry, the walnut was wet, and the betel nut withered. This is why the 5-day Tihar festival is known as Yama Panchak. On this day, sisters pray for their brother's well-being, garlanding them with velvet and wishing for a long life and prosperity. There is also a legend that surrounding Vaitika recounts the instance when Yamaraj's messenger arrived to take away a girl's brother. According to the messenger, Her brother has reached the destined east, signifying an impending death. However, the girl requested the messenger to wait until she finished performing the Tika ritual. During this ritual, she kept the messenger by her side and worshipped him as well. Grateful for her reverence, the messenger refrained from taking her brother and granted her a boon, believed to depict how a sister's love can avert her brother's death. There is also a legend that on the 5th day of Yama Panchak, Yamaraj visited his sister, and as a gift, she requested to annually worship and apply Tika to her brother in the same manner. This signifies the enduring bond between brother and sisters, commemorated through Baitika or Kizapuja. During Baitika, there is a tale where Yamaraj and Dharmaraj, representatives of death, visited to take the brother's life. However, instead of taking his life, they accepted the elder sister's prayer and blessed the brother, permitting him to sit above and below their position. At the conclusion of Baitika, the act of putting salt in dahi chura or curd and beaten rice while serving a special kind of food represents more than a simple act. It signifies the sister's plea for blessing. In Nepali society, girls traditionally get married and move to their husband's household. This transition to an unfamiliar environment underscores the significance of brothers as protectors. Regardless of the environment, brothers are believed to be the guardians who can offer support and protection to their sisters, preserving this role in Nepali society. Similar to Mahapuja, Mandap is also created during Kiza Puja. Mandap, made by mixing turmeric with rice flour, serves as a symbol and is utilized for purification and wardening of negative energy. Presently, instead of turmeric, different colors is commonly used. Mandap represents the universe, and the process involves creating mandaps, one in the image of favorite deity on the top and two mandaps for worshipping Yamadut and Sivadut as witnesses. Water is used for purifying it, forming law mandal. Oil, symbolizing longevity, is utilized since it does not dry quickly. After preparation, abir or colored powder is sprinkled. Each element or step represents a unique symbolic value. Manda Puja signifies the worship of the entire universe and creation. Khelu Ita Puja represents the worship of the inner light or the soul. Ma Puja symbolizes the worship of human values, self-recognition, and respect for oneself. A red powder tika symbolizes the wish for a bright life. Siswa, a ritual aimed at being productive and fruitful. Clothes represent the desire not to be deprived of essential needs such as clothing. Different flowers suggest for wishing for a sweet and pleasant life. Ek Saga or Khe Sagu, symbolic representation of the 5 elements with specific objects. Nia, aquatic fish symbolizing water. La, flesh of land creature symbolizing the earth. Khe and Ek symbolizing the sky. Muguko Vara represents stability or grounding. Ela or wine symbolizing energy or vitality. Baitika, akin to Mapuja, involves the worship of Yamaraj, Yamuna, Chitragupt, and Chiranjeevi. In this ritual, sisters create a mandap where brothers are invited to participate and worship. While Vaitika typically involves sisters worshipping their brothers, there are occasions where sisters also receive worship from their brothers. The mandap for Vaitika follows a circular pattern. Each brothers has their own pavilion, and there are 2 separate pavilions designated for the deities. Nowadays, perforated paper is available in mandap shapes for convenience. The mandap is adorned with yellow and red colors predominantly, but can also include other colors to enhance its attractiveness. Akshata or rice grains, lava, black soybeans, mas, a type of grain, and various flowers are arranged within the mandap. Items like jajanka, ita or lamp, amala, walnut, and incense lamp are placed in the pavilion designated for the deities. The ritual begins as brothers sit in front of their respective pavilions within the mandap. Worship typically starts with offering yellow and red tika, followed by flowers to Ganesh in Sukunda, a specific type of lamp. Subsequently, the focus turns to the pavilions where the sisters perform the puja. Lamps hold particular importance in Baitika. The Khelu Ita, lamp made of cloth or thread, is lit by the sister and then worshipped with akshata and flowers before being handed to the brothers. This lamp is considered symbolic of life and should remain lit until the sagun mixed with curd and banana is consumed, marking the end of the puja. During the ritual, sisters apply water to their brother's hair, anoint their ears with oil, and adorn them with various flowers and prasad or religious offering, walnut, and mixed fruit, which is known as gwalla. Gwalla involves touching the kumbha, forehead, knees, and then performing the act of gwalla. Bimiro, prepared by sisters, a garland of 100-petaled flowers, a garland of betel leaves, and jazanka are offered to brothers as a part of the ritual. Additionally, omens are given to brothers, including egg, wine, fish, and bara, a type of food, following the application of Akshatas Tika. In recent times, Newas have also adopted the tradition of wearing Saptarangi Tika, influenced by teaching from other castes. As a part of the ceremony, sisters present sweets, various prasad, and fruits to their brothers. Brothers reciprocate by offering gifts, cash, or other items according to the tradition and customary practices. After consuming the sagun, the bimiro from the sagun is rolled 3 times in the mandap and the lamp is extinguished. Following this, brothers and sisters conclude the puja by enjoying the Tihar feast or way together. Sisters typically offer food items such as walnuts, kattus, masala, and sel roti to their brothers, who in turn show their respect by presenting clothes and dakshina or monetary offerings as token of goodwill to their sisters. In Newa society, there exists a distinctive custom surrounding the worship of goddess Lakshmi, which occurs on the day following Kiza Puja. Contrary to practices in other communities where offerings are made to goddess Lakshmi, this tradition is prohibited in Newa society. Instead, Lakshmi is worshipped with flower sagun, curd sagun, fruit sagun, and bimiro offerings that were presented in the mandap during the previous rituals. On the day following Bhai Tika, offerings including fruit sagun, egg sagun, green vegetables, meat, curd, spices, and sweets are dedicated to goddess Lakshmi. After performing Lakshmi Puja, it is customary to invite daughter-in-law and nieces, distributing the prasad to the entire family while offering prayers to the goddess by saying, Lakshmi Diya Kokagegu. Following the Lakshmi Puja, different traditions are observed within families. Some members eat a complete meal or bhoj after applying tika, while others opt for a simpler meal or bhaji. Additionally, during Lakshmi Puja, family members have the custom of offering money according to their desire or wishes. Furthermore, some individuals in Newa society save the profits, gold and silver collected throughout the year. It is customary to withdraw the money offered only when it is absolute necessary, signifying a sense of preservation and reverence for the offering made to Lakshmi. Thank you.